Hello, fellow builders, wingers, and learners from their own experience, however wretched it may be. I thought I'd talk to you today about corrugated piping, which is cheap and available in large sizes. I tried to use it for pumping water. This is 15,000 gallon sump from many years ago when it broke out. So I used the corrugated piping to pipe the water from the sump into the two 4,500 gallon tanks. And then I used, that was 4-inch. This is 6-inch piping, corrugated again, drainage. I used it for draining the two 4,500 gallon tanks. And again, this was, in the retrospect, pretty stupid. I mean, it held water. It was watertight for a little bit because I went to great length trying to make it watertight, or keep it watertight rather, puncture free. But little by little it starts breaking here and there, and little leaks start pretty soon. So no matter what you try, this piping is meant for underground piping of water away from for drainage and stuff like that. This is spurred by some recent experience. I'm just starting chronologically, so we're gonna go into the what I found out just recently. So after this failure of using corrugated piping for water, I decided, well, I had lots of it left, and I decided to use it for drainage and to guide away the stormwater from the gutters. So where you see those two blue thingies hanging vertically used to be the 6-inch corrugated pipe taking the water from the gutter down to the ground. There is one line over there, and there is two lines draining into there from the gutters. They go under the tank. They run that way. They hook it up with this one, and then run that way underground. And they come out where those rocks are over there on the outside to take the gutter water away from here. This proved to be also not good long term. Initially it held water just fine, everything was dry and rather inconspicuous because it's black pipe. But eventually, little by little, things started to unravel. I had more leaks here and there, and once you have leaks and you have wood, it's not a good combination. So here you see the remnant of the pipe. I just cut it off. It used to run all the way up. Here are the two pipes from the gutters. That's one, that's two. So right now I cut it off, and I used a flat hose, a heavy-duty flat hose. This is like a fire hose. This is meant for high pressure, so it's thick. I mean, it can withstand 100 psi just fine. And I stuck it all the way to the bottom, so this is about 5 feet, 5.5 feet to here, and then about 4 feet down. And I poured water in it from the hose, and it works. But this has just been installed, so I don't know how it will prove itself. And again, the same I've done on the other side, because we have 3 gutter runoffs to guide away from here to the outside. But really, my advice would be not to go cheap. Even if you have to save money towards it, it's better to use hard wall piping for this. So that's one that I was showing you, and that's the other. It's better to use hard wall piping. Even if it's drainage pipe, it's still going to be much better thin wall PVC pipe 4-inch works just fine. 6-inch is too expensive for an average folk like us, but 4-inch is affordable. Alright? So corrugated piping is a bad idea. Just more work for later to correct it. What else? Yeah, many people wanted, well, not many people, but I had the same ideas, and some people suggested to guide the water into the, well, I mean, dump the water into the aquarium from the roof. I don't like it. First of all, it runs on asphalt shingles. I mean, they're old, and they've been thoroughly washed for 20 years. But still, they're asphalt shingles, and the gutters are aluminum, so they pick up aluminum metal on the way down. I don't want to expose this fish to these chemicals. Plus, when we change the roof, you know, it's gonna be fresh asphalt and fresh tar and fresh all kinds of chemicals running down here. Plus, when it's when the water is not suitable, like for example in the dead of winter when you have a cold spell, and cold water will be getting dumped into the exhibit. I mean, I could easily reroute this inside into the aqueduct, and the same for the other one. I can easily dump all the rainwater into the aqueduct. First of all, it'll be dirty sometimes, but that's not a big problem because it's gonna get filtered out more or less by the shower tower filter, which I have to vacuum almost daily. So that's, the dirt is not the problem, the leaves is not the problem. The problem is the temperature of the water. It'll be either very hot in the summer or very cold, can be very cold in the winter, and I don't want that. Plus the runoff of the aluminum and tar chemicals, I don't like that. I'd rather just run the way we were running with the water change. I mean, it would help a lot. I mean, we get a lot of rainwater. If it was clean, it would help a lot, but collecting it or installing special equipment and or filtering it or purifying it, I don't think it's worth it. So it's better to let the rainwater run down and out as it has been all this time. Well, that's my spiel for tonight. Corrugated piping is not the way to go. Just for giggles, I want to show you, these are the two sections I cut off yesterday. The 6-inch that took down the rainwater from the gutters. And this is the flat hose. It's pretty thick stuff. I mean, I could buy like a thin sleeve that's 6 mil, 4 mil, 20 mil polyethylene, which is a lot more flexible, but it's also flimsy. So I thought I'd better spend $100 and get a 6-inch by 25 feet piece of Hydromax discharge hose.